Yo, 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 it's the Mega Man 3 Buster Only Tournament. And this is a good song that we're going to save for later. Bye, song. Goodbye. You're still good. And this is Mazimov.
Hello, Cal. What are you doing?
Doing great, man. Happy to hear your voice. I know we've tried to commentate before a time or two, and it hasn't worked out, so this is very
Yeah, that's
special.
gonna be that's gonna be the first time we're together in the same room. That's gonna be awesome.
So I think if we draw this out any longer, I'm not going to last. So I'm going to go ahead and tell the racers to get started.
Go for it.
We've got two pretty incredible racers here, Mazimov. Could you tell people who they're about to see?
Yeah, that's gonna be really interesting. We got KLML here, a runner who starts with the Legacy Collection with Mega Man 3 80%. And then after that, he started with the good old the regular one on the ONG console, and he just wrecked it. He was doing pretty well here, so he's pretty good player for Mega Man 3 80%. He's not too shabby as a Buster Only as well. And you got T1redMonkey here, who's it was actually kind of new to a little bit newer than KLML to the Mega Man 3 scene, but he's making like incredible progress, and he's got a great time on Buster Only there.
Yeah, T1redMonkey was somebody that joined with the Any Percent tournament that started in January. As Mazimov points out, KLM started getting really serious about the game about the end of last year. So both very new runners, and both extremely new to Buster Only, just about a month, maybe a month and a half. And they're already top 3 in the world. So, and KLM is making a run at fastest world record, so...
That's gonna be really cool. I was looking forward for that one, I have to say. So I think everything is ready to go for the runners to start.
True,
I'm gonna be the one asking question here because I don't know anything about Buster Only.
I will try to answer. There's some mysteries that we have a dedicated Discord. We've had 8 people in this tournament. Still some mysteries left to solve.
So here for what about the route? Like they were both starting with Gemini. Do you think it's going to be pretty consistent for the order for Buster Only, or?
I think the order is going to be completely inconsistent. Actually, I'm looking at their splits now. They are, of the first 4 stages, they're going to go to Gemini, Shadow, and Needle within those first 4. Gemini is a good stage to start with because it's a hard stage, just like it is in Any Percent. The boss fight can be a challenge. You can fall in a hole in the underwater section. So in a PB attempt, you would want to be able to reset. And then in Shadow Man and Needle Man stage, those boss fights can be a challenge. So runners will typically put those early. But yeah, and that's all I'll say about that. I was going to mention also you want to do Gemini early because you get an E-Tank that you might need. But the truth of the matter is, in Buster Only, a full game race, which is what you'll be seeing today. This is not an 8 Robot Masters race. You'll be seeing the full game. You cannot afford to use any of your E-Tanks in the 8 Robot Masters because when you get to the dock stages, there are no E-Tanks that you can get without Coil or Jet.
Yeah, that was it. I was about to ask the question because I know at first the stress was to actually maybe you wanted to take like a game over on Gemini to farm E-Tank, but we're not going to see that here, you think?
Right. So it only costs you 30 seconds to grab that E-Tank there. 30 seconds in a life to grab that E-Tank at the bottom of the screen. But you can see they are both flying past it. Nope, don't want that E-Tank. They are taking the extra second or 2 to grab the E-Tank at the very end of the screen. Now,
Yeah,
Fast at CC doesn't even grab that in his PB attempts. He's the world record holder. But yeah, both of these guys saying, nope, 2 E-Tanks, the one that they get there and the one they get from Hardman, that's going to be plenty. So I'm looking at KLM's health, and he has more than 6 health, which is key because a body hit from Gemini Man does 6 health. And then T1redMonkey has a massive amount of health, so both these runners should be fine. Oh, KLM tries jumping over Gemini Man, which is dangerous for a couple reasons. And that's one of the reasons it's dangerous is because when you jump over him, you prolong the fight. And if you prolong the fight, you might see that laser. So KLM taking our first death, maybe about a 20-second, 30-second death. The difference between these runners' PBs is just a little over 2 minutes, so...
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of surprise, that's for sure.
So, I mean, KLM is the favorite to win, but he is by no means a certainty.
I was actually pretty surprised to see T1redMonkey keep up during with KLM during the Gemini stage and actually finish it before him.
Yeah, Gemini Man stage, a stage where smooth movement is huge. And so in KLM, he's a 35 runner with a 34 sum of best. To put that in context, any percent Mega Man 3, only 10 runners in the world have a 34. Well, or Fasta, he has a 33. KLM, if you take all his best segments, it's a 34. So he's capable of being within that upper echelon in any percent, meaning his movement is amazing.
Yeah.
But T1redMonkey went toe-to-toe with him.
So pretty nice proto fight for the both of them. And here I think we're gonna see an interesting section right after that. Yeah, the parachute section right here from on T1redMonkey's screen.
Right, it's a pretty scary section here. A lot of things can go wrong. Maybe, well, he has full health, so he does not have to worry about sliding into a health drop and falling into the strawberry marmalade. But if he didn't really try to rush it, he just plodded along. Let's see if KLM gets a little flashier. That second parachute is always free to slide under if you do it properly. The fourth one is always free to slide under, and he slides under them both.
Oh.
That one is not free to slide under, and we have our second death.
I think KLM that death just the first one actually, you know, he wanted to, you know, he was behind T1redMonkey. He just want to make a little bit of time with like try to catch frames here and there, and unfortunately,
oh wow, what a close fight for T1redMonkey, but he gets rid of Shadow Man. Shadow Man is a boss who, if he decides to only throw blades at you, you can die to him pretty readily. But if he gives you enough slides, you can jump over the slides pretty freely.
Yeah, I check out the strats for from the runner. So it's pretty much you're waiting like when he's gonna do like 2 little jumps, and then you're just gonna try to gamble of like him trying to give you a couple of slides into his pattern.
Right. When the fight starts, he gives you 2 jumps, and then he does a slide or a blade. And after that, it's always 3 jumps and then a slide or a blade.
Okay.
But you have no idea of knowing whether it's going to be a slide or a blade, and the strategies for dodging the 2 attacks are completely different.
So what about Snake Stage and with the Buster only, because we know it's pretty free with the with Trash Jet, but
so
use that.
Well, you've seen it, right, Mazzy? You've seen what happens in the cloud section. We'll talk about the cloud section when we get there, but yes, as Mazzy is insinuating, this stage, which is pretty free in any percent, you get on your jet and you fly over all the scary stuff, is very scary in Buster only. Watch KLM with these porcupines, though. He has a way to kill all 4 of them cleanly. I think he got the first 3. So nice job from KLM. They require 6 shots. And if they start throwing their spikes, you're going to shoot their spike instead of them, so that doesn't count towards your 6 shots. And then they roll up into a ball, and you can't shoot them at all. So KLM very good at that.
Yeah, these like this section, when you're using a top first, I mean, there's a lot of sections that you're going to do with the Buster anyway without and not the magnet beam. So I think when you're a top first runner, there's some section you're going to be a little bit more used to when you first start Buster only. Because I know T1red is a magnet first guy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he will be great on magnet. So, oh, wow. So he jumps down and shoots the cloud off of that bullet as he's falling. That's rather scary. If he misses the shot and he bumps into the bullet knocks him into the hole. So, Monkey clearly knows what he's doing here, or he's just recklessly bold. But he's made it to Snake Man.
He's on PB pace right now, so let's see.
Nice.
Let's see if he can keep that up. So can you talk a little bit about the fight with Needle with the Buster?
Yeah, absolutely. So the thing about Needleman is he's large, but he's extremely agile. So you throw a shot at him, and he might have jumped up to the top of the screen by the time it reaches him. He does a lot of damage when he throws his head, but the good thing about that is his head doesn't travel very far, so you just have to know how far away is safe. And his needles, he throws 4 needles, and if you don't have a strategy, they all go at different angles. But what you can do, by the way, KLM has 0 lives. He has not had any 1-ups. He has not picked up any 1-ups, so he has 0 lives. So watch out for a possible game over if he dies again. But yeah, so what Light God, he's actually the number 2 seed in our tournament. I'll be racing him this Saturday. What Light God showed in his tutorial video on Needle is that you can group the needles into 2 groups of 2, and that makes it easier to dodge them than if you're trying to jump in between 3 holes. Trying to jump in 3 holes, you're only jumping in 1 hole between each pair. You should just anybody interested in having a better needle fight, just go on YouTube, look up Needleman fight from the Light Master is his name on YouTube. Light Master, yeah.
And we're seeing here KLM doing the infamous top stage, which he like I said, he's a top first runner. So for these cats are not gonna be any problem for him.
Dude, that was 2 jumps.
Yep.
How? I don't even know how that works. You can only fire 3 shots at a time. You have to get 10 shots to kill him. How do people do that? Is he playing on Legacy Collection?
So
is he back to his scrub roots?
Like KML, he didn't do the little slide with the 1 block. You know he only has 1 life, so we're gonna see if he can take it easy on the 2P here, or yeah, there we go. You don't want to mess this one up, and I think that's a smart decision here.
Ha! I wish Bill were here. Bill was getting on me the other day for cropping off the bottom of people's screens. That's not... Well, wait, maybe that is. No, that's not me. That screen is cropped. Monkey. Pause the game. I need you to recrop your screen. Because if Bill is watching, he doesn't know that there's a floor there. By the way, how many cycles did it take KLM to get Top Man while I was busy ragging on Bill?
I didn't know. I don't know. I didn't watch it.
I have a feeling it was just 3 cycles.
Okay. So here we're gonna add Magnet and Spark.
Whew. Yeah.
So Magnet with a Buster, since there is one of the strats like Gemini top or Magnet first. It's not one of the. Oh well. Dude,
oh my gosh. Okay, maybe I wonder if that was intentional.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
He thought, well,
so,
I have no extra lives. I'm a top first runner. I would hate to die in Magnet Man stage and game over and have to do the stage all over again.
Well, I mean, if you want to take a death, like, there's a pit, like, right there on Magnet, so, I mean, that's just... If you want to die somewhere, I mean, this stage is a good idea.
Yeah. Ooh, almost a right wall there versus Proto.
Oh my god. Yeah, KLM's a tremendous masher.
I think he has 3 hands.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh!
I didn't check. Yeah, something happened to T1redMonkey here. Mess up on the last section here, unfortunately.
That's T1redMonkey's first death.
Yeah. So I think that's about maybe 20 seconds here. So there we go. We're gonna watch how KLM is doing with the Buster on Magnet.
So he stands under Magnet Man. He's safe there. Ooh, man, he breaks up the shield pattern without actually touching him. What? What is KLM? Oh, KLM, where have you learned all these pro strats for a route you don't even run? Right, so Mazimov, tell us about how you get Magnet Man to stop shielding. Usually.
Well, usually I just run into him. That's the usual strats. You're gonna run into him to break the shield. I didn't know you could actually do that. So what KLM do was like a little wiggle, just jump over him and do I would say like a kind of a little wiggle there.
Yeah, so only the proest of runners do that.
Yeah.
Okay, also I'm thinking I must have given KLM credit for a stage he didn't complete, because there's no way he's a full stage ahead of Monkey with 2 more deaths than Monkey. Let me look at his splits. Hard Snake and Spark. Oh, he hasn't completed Spark yet. Alright, I'll fix that.
They were both on the rest 6th stage.
Yeah, let me fix that.
But yeah, like we said, like KLM is KLM took 2 deaths, but he's got really good movement in the games, and he's probably gonna save a little bit of time over like every screen if he. I know. Well, we know he can do it, so well, actually 3 deaths for him, but 1 intentional. But yeah, I think things are getting a little bit tighter here.
All right, I fixed it. I put Spark back on the menu. Yeah, I mean, if you just looked at the box score, it would say that T1redMonkey died in the room in Spark that's supposed to be free, and you might think, oh, he slid when he was supposed to walk. But actually, it was just a missed jump. Like, he just didn't jump when he meant to jump. It's not like he... It was just a execution error, or maybe his controller is already failing him, even though he just got it a month ago. It wasn't a mental mistake, which is what normally kills people in that room. Alright, so this Hardman fight is pretty fun. The most important thing is don't get hit in the butt on that first cycle, because if you do, you'll get knocked right back underneath Hardman and he will body damage you, possibly twice.
Well, yeah.
So KLM is going to try and keep his distance when he slides under him. He's going to try and jump and shoot him in the air to get that extra shot, because if he can save a smash cycle like that, it's 2 or 3 seconds saved. Wow.
There we go. So
now
we need, it's Magnet and Art for T1redMonkey and Snake and Spark. So Snake is pretty long, but Spark is pretty quick. So I don't know what it's gonna look like for both runner at the end of the 8 robots, but
yeah, KLM has slightly more ground to traverse. Hardman fight is Hardman's a short stage in any percent, but in Buster only, it's because of the fight, it's got some length to it. So, like you said, Spark is super short, but Snake is super long. Monkey, barring any unforeseen problems, Monkey will finish a little bit ahead of KLM. But KLM still has to make it through Snake Stage, and he has to make it through Snake Stage knowing he's behind, so...
And we know that the best is still incoming now. It's gonna be the Duck Stages and
oh my gosh.
The Wilies, yeah.
Yep, dock stages aren't any easier in Buster only. In fact, they are harder.
Nice. I think that's pretty much the strats for everyone here. The RMB friendly strats, we're just gonna try to avoid them as much as possible, I guess.
Right, and in any percent you might damage boost through them, but you want to save your health for the Hardman fight.
Yeah, or kill them for avoiding a little bit of lag, but here I don't think it's really an option, I would say.
Oh! Okay, so I have memories of when I started running Buster only last October of jumping up to that critter and getting a big health drop and not grabbing the ladder. And it hasn't happened
Oh,
to
yeah.
me. It hasn't happened to me once since I picked the category up again. But you saw there from KLM how it could happen if you don't re-grab in time. But you don't die, you just fall back down to the previous screen with the pole vaulters. Oh, KLM! Wait,
Oh yeah.
did KLM just make it through Snake Stage faster than Tired Monkey made it through Hardman Stage?
Yeah, I mean, that was looking at that. Now we got the, you still got to fight the Snake Man's long
my
fight here.
gosh.
But yeah, it's gonna be really tight. They both have really quick stage to do though. So, but yeah, that's gonna be a good one for
Wow.
the end, the second half.
You want to talk about movement? That's KLM just showing that he is a pro.
And now we got Tyrant Monkey in his element. Like I said, he's a magnet first guy, so
Oh yeah.
couldn't have any problem here.
And Sparkman stage is a free stage. Nobody ever dies there. If it sounds like I'm not saying much, it's because I'm saving my energy for the second half of the game. This will only be the second race in the tournament where we've seen the whole game, because in our group stage it was only 8 Robos races. But now,
That's the second one for a second match, right? For the whole game.
right, we had the match between Jaspix. No, not Jaspix. Poor Jaspix. Jaspix sat the final round out. We had a match between TS Hart, aka Tom, and was it Tired Monkey? It was Tired Monkey.
Yeah,
It was
I
the
think
entry
so.
match, because even though Tired Monkey is amazing, he was the 4th seed because we were seeded based on record and best time. And because he was in the same group as KLM, he went 2-1, whereas KLM and Light God both went 3-0. And my time was slightly faster than Monkey's for my best 8 robots time. So he ended up the 4th seed. He had to play Tom, but he got a 49 in that race, which is just incredible. I've never gotten a 49. So he got a 49 in his first race. He gets to play KLM today. And yeah, there we go. He's capable of a much better 8 robots than that.
Okay.
But if you take out the death that he took, then that is about a 8 robots PB for him. If you take out the death. Okay,
yeah,
well.
at least 5 seconds faster. And then I think it's so it's 21 minutes for a Tyrant and 21:07 for KML. So he's getting some ground here.
Yeah, and I need to find some more heads. Some more robot heads.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna go with the awesome. So big surprise in this one. You're not only gonna fight the bosses from the 8 robots from Mega Man 3, but the one from Mega Man 2 as well.
That's right.
And did some push up between because they were way harder than the other one.
Yeah, these guys look kind of cute and gentle and like they're from a free game that anybody can play fast. But in fact, as they have bulked up, all got fat shoulder pads in their suits, and very hard to
So-
jump over.
Here we got the music discount from KLML. So
Yeah, but he matched it so fast that it sounds like it's just some percussion track that he's playing. You don't really, it's not too quiet. Plus, you kill everything. You don't do any damage boosts because you need all of your health for Doc Wood. Although I see KLM doesn't actually have full health as we go into the 2 worst fights of the game, IMHO.
So I think we're gonna need you, Cal. Whatever the strats for Woodman.
Well, I mean, but Flashman too. So the strat for Woodman is jump over that leaf, the leaf shield, because it does 8 damage. So that was 8 damage right there. The strat for Flashman is to jump over him, which Monkey has done at least 3 times now, which is incredible, because that is not easy. If you watch the world record video, Fasta even has trouble jumping over him a few times. But Monkey does that. KLM takes a lot of damage from Doc Wood early, uses his E-Tank, and now you start to get into the strategy of Buster only. It is crucial, as that's an intentional death by Monkey, by the way. It is crucial that you ration your E-Tanks, because let's say you use an E-Tank on Doc Wood and then you die, you don't get that E-Tank back. So once you use that E-Tank, you need to beat him, and you also need to beat the rest of the stage.
Yeah, once you use it, you're pretty much committed to that E-Tank. So usually they got 2 E-Tank. They're gonna use one usually on Woodman, and where is the other one gonna use?
For these guys, they might not use the other. Oh dear. That's a hard section. They might not use the other one, but if they do, it would probably be on Doc Quick.
Yeah. So, and what about the bubble? Bubble, I think bubble. Doc Bubble is pretty. Doesn't seem too bad for me.
So from any percent, you know that the shots only do 2 and the bubbles do 4, but it can be tough. You go there after the spike section and you have about half health, and it can be hard. It can be tough. Let me just say that. It's not a free fight for me.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything free in Buster only in Mega Man 3.
I mean, Crash Man is pretty free once you know what he's doing, but yeah. Because Crash Man only does 4 damage with whatever he touches you with.
So we got the little strats here for Eatman, which I learned that the other day watching the race. So you want to shoot him a little bit before he's spawned. Actually, his sprites completely form, I think, and then shoot him another time when he's actually formed.
Absolutely, that allows you to get 2 hits off on one cycle. Problem is, if you time your shots just right... Oh, you made me nervous there, Mazzy, because I know you're about 5 seconds ahead of me. But it looks
I'm just a little bit
like...
it's gonna be okay.
Okay, good. Good job, KLM. The problem is, if you have a nice rhythm going with Heatman, he doesn't throw his flames. But if you try and get those double shots in on a cycle, he's gonna throw his flames. And then you have to dodge the flames and dodge him shooting at you.
Okay, so yeah, 2 interesting sections here. The Gemini first hallway or first screen is always interesting, both for dark stages and the stage.
So Monkey starts his Woodman off the same as KLM. He jumps over the first leaves, and then for the second batch of leaves, he jumps, pauses, so that he is reconfiguring himself while the leaves fly under him.
Yep.
That's my strat. That's my strat. I mean, Monkey might have figured it out on his own, but yes, that is exactly my strat. It's the closest thing we have to a buffer jump in Mega Man 2, Mazzy. In Mega Man 3. Because we do not have pause buffer jumps in Mega Man 3. Do it, Monkey, do it! Shoot between the leaves, yes! I don't think he used any tank.
I'm not sure. I was about to ask the question.
Oh, come on, Mazzy, you're the expert.
Nice right there.
You're the E-Tank expert. So I take issue with this person in chat, Mick somebody, that says Flash is easier in Buster only. Because here's the thing about Flash. He can throw a shot at you, and then when he freezes you, he resets your iframes. So you can get hit twice. You can take damage from him twice, a lot faster than you can take damage twice from somebody else, because he literally resets your iframes. So it's a tough fight.
I'll get him.
Mr. Callisto, Mick. Mick nothing, Mr. Callisto. I'm sorry. All right. This is a fun part. I mean, this isn't really that different from the any % damage boost, but here you have to do it. You do not have the option of using Rush Jet to fly over. And that's a nice foretaste of what will come in Wily 2, the Yellow Devil stage. We have a fun surprise in store for those of you who have never seen a Buster only run again. Please have an extra life, KLM. Please have an extra life.
Okay, that's gonna be costume. So yeah, he took the usual,
no.
But at least I don't think he wasted any tank here, but that's gonna be really costume.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's crucial that he didn't use an E-Tank versus Flash. I need to add Flash back in, actually.
So here we're gonna see what about well, Needle stage is pretty much one of the longer in any person. It's pretty much the same for Buster only, I guess. But they're gonna be able to use a little bit of rush here, both Coil and Jet. So
right, we have to watch this next screen to see if Tired Monkey is going to be true blue or if he's going to try and shave off a couple seconds to get an edge in this race. So he switches to Coil and switches back to wow. Wow, what an honorable man. You are allowed to keep Coil out for this screen or Jet and fly over the enemy, shoot the enemy, whatever. But yeah, he switches to blue, which is what Fasta does, which is what KLM does, which is what Monkey aspires to do. But oh my gosh, KLM. KLM. So that's the thing, he had 3 health. If he had gotten frozen, he could have gotten hit by 2 shots and taken 4 damage and died. So, oh my gosh.
okay, so that's really scary. We're gonna see, like, usually when you want to oh, okay, yeah, he's gonna take the death here.
Okay. That's not a bad call. He could have died on that screen flying over the dragonflies. It's very easy to take damage from those dragonflies.
And I don't know if Tyred's got some people maybe in his chat some spy into is watching the race here. Maybe he's got some input on the Camel situation just happening in Gemini, so.
I can actually peek on that. People are wishing him good luck. That's it.
So yeah, I don't think.
And in KLM's chat, people are talking about their life problems or whatever. I don't know. If y'all don't know, let me talk about our runners here real quick. We got KLM, and this guy's chat is like such a comfy chat. Really cool people hang out there, and because he is such a top level player, like famous people hang out there too. So it's a nice confluence of the cool and the glamorous.
Yeah, that's one of the best channels to be on. I'm always enjoying eating a cake and drinking a glass of milk like this place.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't have said it better myself. And honestly, this guy that I'm chatting with here, Mazimov, he's got a very comfy stream too. And both KLM and Mazzy, these are guys that stream pretty regularly, and they've got a rotation of games they play, and they don't sit down, do a run, and then cut stream. They create a space and they do their thing and they interact with their chat. Please give them both a follow, although I can tell most of y'all probably already follow both of them. Just looking at who's here.
My mother actually started to watch my stream more often now.
Your mother?
Yeah.
Wow.
And she's got the cool, she's got a Mazimov name, like you nickname usernames.
Mazimov?
Yeah. There we go. I think I can return the favor. Like, if you don't follow kyleprecise, Mr. kyleprecise is one of my favorite plays to hang out on Twitch. It's always, you're gonna learn something, that's for sure. I don't know what, but you're gonna learn something when you're gonna be on that chat.
Yeah, I mean, my parents are actually pretty impressed at what I've accomplished in Mega Man 3, but I definitely have not advertised my stream to them. But then I just upgraded their computer from Vista last month when I visited them, so I'm not sure they could have even watched my stream. Alright, back to the action though, guys. Enough of this. Oh, also T1redMonkey's good too, and he's currently winning this race, so...
And yeah, and we got the...
let's throw his title
come from KLM, yeah.
T1redMonkey is Welsh, so it is currently 10 o'clock, I think, where he is. Maybe 11 o'clock.
11:38, yeah.
Okay, it's 5:30 for KLM right now. Oh wow! As he restarts to despawn that block because he doesn't want to get crushed. Wow.
But yeah, just to be sure, the it seems really close. But if you are watching the Cal's channel, Mr. T1redMonkey here is on his final duck stage, and KLM still got duck needle to do, which is a pretty long one.
And if he takes another body hit from Doc Quick, he could be reaching for that E-Tank. I mean, he's going to try and just get hit by the boomerangs, which only do 2 damage. But, yeah. Hit up that drink.
So, if you take that, like, these both E-Tank into the duck stages, I don't think it's really compromising when you're going to the Wileys.
No, they'll both be fine, even if they have no E-Tanks in the Wily stages.
Okay.
But, I mean, it's nice to have an extra one just in case.
Yeah.
Just whip it and sip it.
And T1redMonkey is doing pretty damn well on that quick fight here. There we go.
Oh my gosh. I'm wondering how he had so much health, because I saw he was going for the any percent strat through the bolt and laser room. So you take damage boosts there. I wonder if he used an E-Tank and I didn't see it.
I would say, well, I didn't check it out, but probably. Yeah. So yeah, shout out to Darkman and Mr. Cat for IBN though.
Now.
Yeah, what about the Wileys, Cal?
Oh, thanks, handsome.
No problem.
Ambiguity. More like ambiguity. Okay. Back to the action.
But yeah, what about the Wileys, Cal?
So Wily 1 is, well, I mean, Wily 1 has a moment that separates the men from the boys. And I think T1redMonkey's gonna prove himself a boy. I would be a boy if I were in his shoes, but I'll talk about that when that comes up. First, we're gonna see if he goes for this fast strat here, where he's nope. Oh, he's gonna grab that one. No, he doesn't grab the one up. Interesting. I would have wasted a second to grab that one up on the spikes. But anyway, it doesn't matter. He jumps off the ladder here really slowly. I'm not sure he saved time, but the thinking is that if you jump off the ladder and then grab it high, you are faster than just climbing. Here we go. Watch Monkey's screen right here. Let's see what he does.
I think he.
Oh my gosh! What a child! What a child flying over the Hammer Joe.
5 frames though after, right? So
does he get 5 frames? Oh, he gets 5 frames, and he doesn't do fake 5 frames either, where you wait for the block to form and then do the jump. Wow.
So for the strats here, you were talking about, I think it's you want to use jets, go on a platform, deboost from the guy, and then, but you want to be a true blue. You want to be blue at this moment, right?
Right. There's a little bit of space in front of that Hammer Joe where you can hop up there and then turn around immediately and then deboost backwards into him. After you've changed to blue, of course. That's what Fasta does. But it's not required. And pretty much KLM has tried to do everything Fasta does, and Tired Monkey has tried to do everything KLM does. But that one Hammer Joe, I mean, you can lose a lot of time there if you keep trying to turn around and instead you walk off, and it's just not worth it in a race. All right, so this is Monkey's race to lose. I'm gonna be the guy. I'm gonna go to his chat and tell him KLM is in the Wily cutscene. Go Monkey, go. So yeah, when Prizzy did Prizzy is tied with Tired Monkey actually for number 3 in the world in Buster Only. Tired Monkey's done a lot more runs than Prizzy has. But yeah, Prizzy picked it up on a lark the other night and he whipped out Rush Jet for that Wily 2 section, and his chat went crazy and said, "No, you can't do that." And he says, "What? What? What am I supposed to do?" And yep, there you saw it. You boost off the bees. All right, 1 cycle. 4 cycle is great on Yellow Devil. You can do 3 cycle, but 4 cycle's great. 5 cycle is fine. 6 cycle's bad because you start to lose 18 seconds because he does this in between the 5th and 6th cycle. But it looks like Monkey's gonna be fine.
Yeah. So what about the tournament here, the Boston League? Do you think it add up
5?
Like,
Yes. Look at all those jumps. So watch what KLM does here. Oh, that's exactly what I was talking about. And then he says, "Nope."
Well, still he's good. We're gonna give him kudos for at least
trying it once. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, respect. Oh, okay, so that was almost a 4 cycle for Monkey, but it's a 5 cycle, and you can see it doesn't take that much longer because he reforms very quickly. If it had gone to the 6th cycle, I think you have that block by block reforming though. Wow. He just had a gold Wily 1 split and a gold Wily 2 split.
Wow. Yeah, Tired Monkey is pretty close to his PB. He's only plus 18.9 seconds right now. So without that death, that would have been the more than PB pace for sure, unfortunately. But that's that's a race. He's gonna be. I think he's gonna be pretty happy for that time if he can keep it up though, because I think there'll still be a lot of surprises here.
Right. I mean, again in his first race of the tournament, he had a 49. He is on pace to get a 48.
At which point, like in the boss journey, can you like? Is there a point where you can be a decompressor and saying like, okay, the worst is done?
The worst is done. Like, these guys both know how to fight Wily Machine, so they're gonna be fine. If you don't know how to fight Wily Machine, that is by far the worst part. But nice Tired Monkey 2 cycle. But yeah, they're both gonna be fine. The only question is whether KLM can make up enough time in refights. Maybe he can get a 1 cycle clones. That is a thing. As far as I know, KLM is the only person to have ever done it in a run. 1 cycle clone kill. Oh my gosh. But this definitely looks like Monkey's race to lose. Oh, KLM got some E-tanks. Monkey probably got some E-tanks too. Alright. 9 hit Yellow Devil. Wow, I didn't see it, but I believe it. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Oh, another. Oh, no. So was that almost a 3 cycle? Oh my goodness. Yeah, and that's a huge time loss, about 18 seconds. Wow.
That would have been a sweet goal fit, because I think here he just add 3 seconds to his timer, so I would say that's pretty much the usual. But it could have been way better. So for the boss rush, is there when you after because you're gonna take a lot of debuffs with the garbage golems. So usually, who are you starting with, Kyle?
Right. So I mean, the key is don't take a
up.
bunch of deboosts off the garbage golems. Manipulate their blocks so they go high, and then kill them, and you don't take any damage, because you can get into a situation if you start out with low health and you have low health or middle health after the first fight, you have to play every fight safe, and it would actually be faster to take a death and get your full health, or in these guys' case, use an E-tank because they have an E-tank. That's where it comes in helpful to have an E-tank. But what you don't want to do is do all these fights with low health. Wow. Oh, nice. That's the next best thing to a one cycle, is if he appears on top the second cycle.
Speaking of top, we got T1redMonkey against top, man.
Yeah. Nice. Oh, it's gonna be a 4 cycle. Oh wow, so KLM grabbing the health and not even looking at that question block, even though it could have contained an E-tank.
So yeah, we're seeing KML here doing really nice the strats here, slide, and then after,
Don't they take 6 hits? Did he just throw 6 shots in one jump? Hello!
That's incredible. I don't know how people. I'm a terrible masher, so saying these things are just. It's just incredible.
Alright, don't soft lock.
So yeah, how do you soft lock with Gemini in the boss rush?
I don't know. I don't know. I did it, but I don't know how I did it.
Is that the same way as is this the same way as any percent?
Yeah.
Okay.
But oh, the laser. Wow.
So well.
Don't get hit by the head.
I mean, I mean, they're both. So Kemal, they're both on the bus rush here.
Yeah, but
I mean,
no.
Yeah, but no.
I mean, if KLM's Wily Machine fight were vastly superior to Monkey's, that would be one thing. But both of these guys can get 2 jumps worth of shots on Wily Machine on a cycle, which is insane. I don't know anybody else who can. I don't know anybody else in the tournament who can do that.
There you go.
So both of them can do that. Yeah. No.
With a death, I mean, no. Okay.
Don't jinx it. Please don't jinx him, because if he wins this, I still have to beat Light God. And Light God just improved his PB by 5 minutes the other day, so that race is going to be closer than anybody thought it would be. But if I can beat Light God, and I think I know I can, I think I will, then I play the winner of this race. And I don't think I can beat KLM. I don't think I can beat KLM, but I think I can beat Monkey. So I'm counting on Monkey to beat KLM, and then I get to beat Monkey. That's the plan.
And yeah, I think there's gonna be the it's 2-time elimination for this tournament.
Definitely a loser's bracket. Definitely, because when I thought up when I decided on that, and a lot of thought. Like, I was on a 5-hour trip home from my parents, and I spent like 3 hours of the trip planning this tournament. And when I decided on double elimination, the thought process was, I don't want somebody losing, and then that's their 1 full game race, you know? Like, you want at least 2 full game races.
Well, when you got like 8 or 10 players, I mean, I think that's really interesting to especially that Buster only is like, I think the goal of this tournament is gonna see after that, like, is there gonna be any more people gonna jump into that cat, because that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, this.
I mean, you're trying to pave the way a little bit for the other player as well.
So that was one of my plans, was to get people putting their times on the Buster only board, and it used to be a nice cozy little place. It went Fasta, Eldra, Chelney. Then it went Fasta, Eldra, me, Chelney, and then a couple of older players who probably only did it once or twice. And now That thing is lit up. Like if you watch the classic Mega Breakdown, there's generally 3 new times a week. I think there's 12 names on there. Green Z Saber has a 55 that he didn't post. So yeah, it is getting pretty tight. I mean, the time to beat for second place used to be 52 minutes. And now I think that's 7th place or 8th place. People have been putting in work.
Yeah. So well, and we're gonna see the well, it's Gamma already. I told him to fight the Wily Machine from the T1redMonkey. So for Gamma, the player is gonna fight them as the like on 80%. So it's gonna be Shadow, and then they're gonna use Rush Coil.
Sure.
So post buffer, and oh, there we go.
Yeah, you fight Gamma any way you like. And that's time. Wow.
I think it's a 28, 50, 48 for Tyrant here. What about the Speedrun Live?
49-46.
Yeah.
Wow.
48, 46.
49-46 is what RaceBots. Actually, no. That's his old time. It's a 48-49, so that's a 57-second improvement from his first race. Oh my gosh.
Well, GG to T1redMonkey here. And
wow,
I don't
that's
think
incredible.
He was expecting that one. I mean, so what does that mean for T1redMonkey, Cal?
It means right now he should feel like oh gosh, what's happening with my 2500 drop frames? Sorry everybody. He should feel like $1 million right now, basically. He's king of the world. He's standing on the mast of this ship with his arms outstretched and shouting it for all the world to hear. I mean, he's beaten KLM. What is... Is Monkey's display all glitched out, or is... No, it's probably not. That's my computer.
Yeah, it's all messed up.
Oh, it is? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, at the same time that that's happening, I was dropping a massive amount of frames, and KLM's stream still hasn't loaded for me. So we can't commentate, or I can't commentate his Wily Machine fight.
Well, he's doing pretty well.
Okay.
There we go, and that's over.
Oh, the Wily Machine? He just defeated the Wily Machine?
Wily Machine is over. He needs to be on Gamma. It should be... it's going to be tight. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be sub 51. It's going to be a little bit more than that.
Sorry, everybody. You didn't get to see KLM's probably godlike Wily
the
Machine.
mashing here is really impressive, yeah. I mean, I don't know why he's doing that, but yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to bring up the bracket so we can show that to some people. To answer your question about what this means for the monkey.
And there we go, yeah. 51-10 on the for KLML on the timer. So JJ to KLML and T1redMonkey. And on Speedrun Live.
51-13.
There we go.
Winner is T1redMonkey. Submit that score. And I will bring up the bracket for all to see. Congratulations to both of our runners. Let's before I bring up the bracket, let's hit their names in here one more time. We got the winner, T1redMonkey. We've got the loser, but still the favorite to win the tournament.
Yep.
KLM, number 2 in the world, only off of the world record by about a minute, and he is determined to take that world record. And then hosting with me today was Mazimov. Thank you so much for coming out. I want to plug one more event that's happening.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, related to Buster Only, our man KLM. You will get to see him tomorrow. If you are...
Yep. Well, he's gonna play at. It's gonna be speed run to save the world. It's gonna play tomorrow at. Sorry, I
I
got
got you. I
the
got you.
schedule here.
I
Okay.
got you. It is a weird start time, 1:41 p.m. EDT,
Yeah, there it is.
and it is, as Mazzy says, that is the speed run to change the world. So check that out. I will be at work, so I might put him on the old audio only and take a listen. But yeah, definitely go and support KLM there. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Cal. I think I think that's gonna be it for me. But thanks for having me here with you or the Mega Entry the Boston only tour.
Yo,
Fun.
Mazimov, thank you
And
so much for coming out.
no problem. GG to both runner guys, and I think have a great night, everyone.
All right. For those of us who remain, let's take a look at this window. Try not to look at all my personal stuff, please. And this is the bracket. Oh no, Amazon is advertising musical instruments to me. You know I like music. Alright. Let's see what we got here. Crop out this gray space. Blow this up really big. Alright, let's look at it, boys and girls. We got this first race that already happened. This first race that already happened between T1redMonkey and Tom. Tom had some really costly deaths. He's a better runner than that time indicates, of an hour and 16 minutes. Monkey blazed onto the scene with a 49.46. So that sent Tom to the loser's bracket, where he waited for the loser of two, where he still waits for the loser of two. That'll be Light God with a PB of 52 something versus kyleprecise with a PB of 50 something. That's going to be a good race. That's going to be Saturday. We don't know where it's going to be. We don't know what time it's going to be. We need a restreamer. Like, we really need a restreamer because it's going to be a good race. We're both going to get sub 55 times. Guarantee it. T1redMonkey and KLM. You just saw that. Look how close this was. So many unfortunate deaths for KLM. It was enough for Monkey to go into that winner's bracket right up here. Monkey's in the semifinals, undefeated. KLM goes down to the loser's bracket. He will play Light God, kyleprecise, or Tom, and then go on here and try and claw their way back up to the winner of the loser's bracket. Whoever wins this race, Light God or me, races T1redMonkey. Okay, now kyleprecise, his sum of best, he can go toe to toe with T1redMonkey, but again, PBs, T1redMonkey almost 3 full minutes ahead of him. But T1redMonkey's been hot. 49, 48. Is he gonna get a 47? Is he gonna get a PB, an overall PB in the next race, or is he gonna regress to the mean? Only time will tell. But anyway, then this thing wraps up, and yeah. So if you want to stay tuned to this race, this thing, you want to go to this website that I'm looking at, and you want to look at the schedule, and you want to follow me, because this is where most of the races will happen, especially if I lose and get knocked out. But yeah, this was a race, and I almost didn't get to rebroadcast it. The runners were gracious enough to push it back a couple minutes, push it back an hour, so that I could rebroadcast it. And I'm glad I did, because I knew it was going to be close, and it was close, and it was a big upset. And I hope that KLM can take a nice hot shower and wash the salt out of his hair after this, so that he's ready tomorrow for that big speed run to change the world. All right, thanks everybody. I'm actually going to go back to work. But I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will try to do the same.